Good morning, children. So again, we are here with chapter 1, that is Introduction to Object-Oriented Programming Concept. So children, in the last videos, I've explained you how the programmings will evolutions. That means from first generation to fifth generations. It took a long process from generation to generation to come uh, today's programming, that is high level programming. So children, one more thing I have explained you, that's approaches, paradigm of programming. There were three approaches, three paradigms: structured, procedure, and object oriented. Even I told you that object oriented programming paradigm is the highly advanced programming paradigm, as it builds everything as an object, real entity. So when we talk about object oriented programming, the first things should come in our mind is class and object. Class, a virtual name; object, real entity. Now this class and object, they exist on a platform. The four pillars are there. The four pillars of object oriented programming: data abstractions, encapsulation, polymorphisms, and inheritance. So children, today we are going to learn about benefits of object oriented programming. Why we choose this object oriented programming as a highly advanced and more popular type of programming paradigms. Reason behind this is, you can see here in the board I have listed some points. Point number 1, easy analysis and design with real world object. That means in object oriented programming, everything are dealt with object, and object are the real entity which exists in this world. Second point, you can see data centric. Data centric means the focus on data rather than procedures. That means in this type of programming techniques, programmer focus on data, on the object, on the entity, rather than the procedure, how they are executed. What are the input required? That is the most conscious part for this type of programming, object oriented programming, data centric. Third, see information hiding. All data is hidden, only the method that operate on them are visible. Take an example of calculator. The programs, the coding are hidden from the user. Only the interface, the buttons are visible to normal users. Point number 4, data abstractions. Hiding the complexity, the circuit diagrams, complexity from the user. Only the essential buttons, the input, the output, which are required to operate, that are only visible, that are only shown to the user. Point number 5, easy maintenance and debugging. The maintenance, that means if there are any problems, it is very easy to maintain and debug. That means children, if we get any errors in a program, it is very easy to find out the problem where it is, and easily we can maintain that, easily we can rectify that errors. That is easy maintenance and debugging. And point number 6 is inheritance. Inheritance is one of the properties of object oriented programming, by which we can acquire the properties of one class and we can use in another class. So inheritance is also one important features of object oriented programming. So children, what are the important features? Point number 1, easy analysis and design with real world object. Point number 2, data centric, the focus on data rather than procedure. Point number 3, information hiding, that is all data is hidden, only the method can operate on them. Point number 4, data abstractions, that means hiding the complexity from the user and only displaying the essential part. Point number 5, easy maintenance and debugging. Point number 6, inheritance, that means using the properties of one class into another class. So many advantages, so many benefits we have, but still there are some drawbacks, some disadvantages are there. So disadvantages are like, number one, the relation among classes have to be sometimes created which make them artificial. That means the relation we build between class and object sometimes look like artificial. Sometimes it look like we have created by anyhow. Okay. And point number two, requires lots of planning and expertise. That means to use this sort of programming language, programming paradigm, are highly expertise and lots of planning. That means algorithm and flowchart should be mentioned clearly. And point number three, this is not good at representing non-object. Class and object, here object are required, the real entity are required. If there are no object, we cannot create a program in a proper way. So these are some drawbacks of object oriented programming. So children, see, we have some benefits as well as some drawbacks, but still we have to consider its benefit. And in today's time, the whatever programming language we're using to communicate with computer, we use the paradigm that is object oriented programming. Okay, so children, this is the end of our chapter 1, and based on this chapter I've given the exercise, okay, question answers which you have to do in your copy, and some multiple choice question I have given which you have to do by yourself. So to do that, you have to first listen the videos whatever I have explained. Okay, if you understand that, then easily you can take that multiple choice answers, and question answer as a notes I have given that you need to complete in your copy. So children, see here, your question answers begin. So children, your homework is the exercise from this chapter. Question answer as a notes I have given that you need to copy, whereas multiple choice questions, you have 4 options where 1 is correct, 3 are wrong. So your work is to listen the videos of chapter 1 whatever I have taught previous class, today's, properly and answer the multiple choice question by yourself. So children, see your exercise. So first exercise is multiple choice question, and your first question is, an dash is an identifiable entity with some characteristic and behavior. Options are number A, object, number B, class, number C, things, and number D, none of these. Question 2, dash is the way of combining both the data and the function that operates on the data under a single unit. And your options are number A, abstraction, number B, encapsulation, number C, inheritance, and number D, polymorphism. Question number 3, objects interact with one another through dash. Option A, titles, option B, signals, option C, methods, and option D, none of these. Question 4, a dash is a group of objects that share common properties, that is characteristic, common relationship and behaviors. Options are number A, object, number B, class, number C, message, and number D, none of this. Question 5, a class is the dash from which individual objects or instances are created. The options are number A, object, number B, message, number C, blueprint, and number D, none of these. Question 6, the state or characteristics of an object is stored in dash data variables, number B message, number C methods, and number E functions. Question number 7. The dash operate on an object's state or characteristics and enable object to object communication. Options are number A data variables, number B data values, number C methods, and number D none. Question 8. A class is also known as dash data types. Option A user defined, option B abstract, option C predefined, and option D none. Question 9. The ability to take more than one form is also called dash. Option A abstraction, option B encapsulation, option C inheritance, and option D polymorphisms. Question 10. Hiding internal data from the outside world and accessing it only through publicly exposed methods is known as dash. Option A data hiding, option B abstraction, option C overloading, and option D none of this. Children, option C has been repeated 2 times, so make sure the last one, none of these, is option D. So these are the 10 multiple choice question where each question has 4 options. Tick the correct option. For this you need to see the video of chapter 1 which I have taught properly. You have to understand it, then easily you can take the correct answer. So children, next we are moving toward answer the following questions. Now in this exercise there are 10 questions with answer given, so your work simply to copy, read and understand. So see question number 1. What is object oriented programming? Name 2 object oriented programming languages. So the answer are: object oriented programming is an approach in which stress is laid on data rather than functions. The data values remain associated with the functions of a particular block of the program so as to encourage data security. Full stop. 2 object oriented programming languages are C++ and Java. So children, now question number 2. Name 4 basic principles of object oriented programming. And the answer: 4 basic principles of object oriented programming are: number 1 encapsulation, number 2 abstraction, Number 3, inheritance. And number 4, polymorphism. Once again I am saying, number 1, encapsulation. Number 2, abstraction. Number 3, inheritance. And number 4, polymorphism. Question number 3. Why do we prefer object-oriented approach in complex programming? Explain. So the answer, object-oriented approach offers advantages like, number 1, data values are secured. Number 2, mishandling of data is protected. Number 3, error detection and correction becomes easier. And number 4, easier in coding complex programs. For these reasons, object-oriented approach is preferred for complex programming. So now question number 4. What is meant by a base class and a derived class? Answer, the class that is inherited is known as base class, and the class that inherits from the base is known as derived class. Question 5. What is meant by encapsulation? Answer, wrapping of data and functions that operate on that data into a single unit is called encapsulation. Now question number 6. Mention 2 limitation of procedure oriented programming approach. 2 limitation of procedure oriented programming approach are: point number 1, no restriction on data values. Point number 2, no reusability concept, hence time management, testing and length of the program increases. Number 7, define the following. Number A, inheritance. Answer, inheritance enables new class to receive or inherit the properties and methods of existing class. Number B, polymorphism. Answer, in object-oriented programming, polymorphism provides the means to perform a single action in multiple different ways. Question number 8. What is a class? Answer, it is an user defined data type which is used to create an object. Question number 9. What are objects? Answer, objects are variable of a class. These are real entity. Question number 10. What do you mean by programming paradigm? Answer. It is an approach to programming or a way of programming. It is of three different types. They are: number 1, structured programming; number 2, procedural programming; and number 3, object oriented programming. So children, this is the exercise from chapter 1. So everyone will complete this in your copy. Question answer you have to write and read, whereas multiple choice question you have to take the correct answer by yourself. For that you have to see the video, to listen the audio, whatever has been taught, whatever I have explained. If you listen that properly, then easily you can take the correct answer. So in the next video we'll start chapter 2. Thank you.